This just in. The video you're about to see contains multiple topics, because that's what I do. This is a vlog style video. You may be here for a taillight install. You may be here for the recap of our accident 1 year ago. If you find yourself feeling the need to type away in the comments that you had to sit through 12 to 15 minutes of unrelated topic,
stop it. Get some help.
Just enjoy the video and shut the What's up, nieces and nephews? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a lazy day off. The wife and I are both off today. She's back there earning her employee of the month. She hates that joke. I actually hate it too. I feel bad every time I say it, but it's also funny. What? She says, no, I don't. Got a couple things I want to do. One, I want to show you the garage is looking a little light. The night train was picked up today and taken to Burt's Barracuda Harley-Davidson. Why? You might ask. Well, brand new tires that we just put on a few weeks ago. Apparently I ran over a construction staple. It was directly in the center of the tread. I did not buy the tire and wheel protection because I'm not going to have the bike all that long. So back she goes into the shop to buy yet another rear tire. I've been saying I shouldn't be riding it around that much anyway because I want to avoid anything happening to it. Well, that should just teach me a lesson right there. But it's a fun bike to ride, so I'm going to ride it sometimes. Such is life, the lessons that we learn, right? But today, my contact at Eagle Eyes reached out and said, hey, what else do you want to do to the bike? So I'm all wrapped up on the Road King, on the Dyna, on the Night Train. I said, you know what? These holes between the bag and the fender absolutely drive me up a wall. So they were kind enough to send me the filler lights. I still have not washed the bike. It's been several weeks. It's been 2 months or more since I've washed this thing. I need to. It is a little bit sprinkly outside, and I'm a little bit lazy today, so it's highly unlikely it's going to get washed today. But let's get these lights installed. All right, I know first thing we got to do, Eagle Lights does not come with instructions. So you kind of have to rely on videos like this one that I'm making now. So we get the pleasure of figuring this out on our own. This particular product, I'll share that with you in a second. There's not a video on their page of it, so we're going to do it ourselves. So the product that they sent me is their SBL6B. It only comes in black. And at first I was a little concerned because I'm like, well, this is chrome. This isn't going to work. Then I realized that the light actually sits inside, not on the outside. And there's two that's going to hold the mounting bracket inside, and then we can go from there to put it in. There's some wiring involved, and we're going to have to figure that out as we go as well. All right, first things first, I am going to have to take these seats off because wherever I got to put these wires is undoubtedly going to hook into the control module that I have under there to make these all run, brake, and turn lights. All right, we can see inside of here. That is smaller than 5/8. Maybe it's 9/16. Let's hope it's a 9/16. I hope it's not metric. Okay, 9/16 here. Alright, so the two different sizes. This side, it's a Torx bit. So we got to keep that still at the same time. It is a T40. Okay, so T40 and 9/16 on this outside bolt. Of course, on my 1/2 inch, I only have it in a 1/4 inch drive. Alright, have to give it a little bit more elbow grease. Alright, inside the box there's this wire kit. I'm sure that's going to hook up to the module in there. Here's the mount plate, the actual light itself, and it looks like I need some screws to put in there to hold it steady. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back on. I don't like that there's only 2 mount holes on the bottom. Something I learned in the Marines, by the way, is you always want to apply torque on the nut side, not the bolt side. Until I get it down to the last little turn here. I'm kind of doing them both evenly. Put this guy in. Get these guys lined up. This actually fills FILLS very nicely. Hey guys, I know this isn't the best angle, but I got to be able to see. All right, I realize that the light is coming in where you can't see. You have to have a pretty small screwdriver to get this in there. This doesn't feel right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm glad I changed the angle. That definitely wasn't right the first time. Okay, so I didn't see it, but I felt it. So now we know we're good. So now we get to figure out these wires here. Boy, oh boy. I don't know which side's right and which side's left. Good news is we have a way to figure this out. Clearly going to go into here. Yeah, this is going back that way. And I'm going to hook up one side to see which side it goes to. So the run light works. Brake light works. Right side works. Perfect. All right, so I got lucky, and the side that I chose was the side for the right side. So, all right, in an effort to route these wires the most efficiently, I am going to take off these side panels. Let's go ahead and put it together. Get some zip ties. So, we're going to take this one and zip tie it here. I don't know why these little doodads are here, but I'm glad they are. That way it can accommodate these zip ties, you know what I mean? We got another doodad here. This is perfect. So this should be nice and hidden once I get that bag back on. And there's still plenty of play on the other side, I believe. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. That is nice. So these are kind of out of the way. I'm gonna put this bag back on this side. Yeah, all this stuff looks pretty good. I like that. And I've got room to pull on it if I need. Okay, let's put the side panel back on. And screw the bag back in. All right, so unless I run into any snags on the other side, I'm not gonna film that whole other side. If it's identical, I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then I'll show you how clean the install looks. I mean, right now, we got wires going everywhere, but we're gonna clean that up as we put the other side on, put the other bags and shit back together. And then I'll show you the whole completed project. I think it's going to look pretty good. The other side didn't present any real significant difference, but I'm going to show you the one difference that I had to account for. Don't mind the dirty bike. You saw on this side I was able to route that one wire clump completely behind the panel. On this side, there's a lot more electronics going on behind the panel, so I kind of had to squeeze it between here. It's still clean, you can't really see it, but without the lights being on, check that out. Doesn't that look good? Let's look at it with the lights on. All right, some of you guys might think it's overkill, but for one, I didn't like the big holes there. Two, why not have more light? There's your run light. I think it looks clean, looks really nice. Here's your brake light. Now, I've got the control module that makes it flash 4 times before it starts doing its own thing. The middle light does its own little, there's your right turn signal. I like how it's just the middle part that lights up. There's your left turn signal. Here's your flashers. Yeah, man. I forgot to mention it while I was recording, but you can get 15% off your entire order at eaglelights.com/Uncle Bogator, or use the code Uncle Bogator at checkout. Get these filler lights, get some headlights, get some turn signals, whatever. Not just for motorcycles. They do have most motorcycle products in there. You can also get them for other things. We'll have a video about that coming up soon. I mean, some people might say, hey, all these lights are kind of grandpa-ish, but I mean, look who you're talking to. I'm an actual, literal grandpa. But besides that, I'm okay with more light. I'm okay with being seen. I think I heard the statistic. I don't remember the number, but being rear-ended by somebody is the #1 cause of accidents, fatal accidents, especially for motorcyclists. So I'm pleased with it. We'll get some video of it. All right, boys and girls. Welcome back. It's 2 days later, I think. Anyway, it's Sunday night. We just put the lights on the back on Friday, and we'll get a view of that. It's our I would call it weekly, but we'll call it most weekly Sunday night date night / ride up into the forest. Oh boy, it's hotter than 2 rats fucking in a wool sock out here, I'll tell you that right now. I got home from work today, and she's like, are you hot? Meanwhile, like, my pants are sticking to my leg, my balls are drooping down into my shoes. I've opted for the natural riding gear on my legs today. All you ACAP people the veins are popping out of your forehead right now. I can just fucking see it. A little bit later, I'm going to put this camera back on the wife's fat pop, and we can get a view for a minute or so of the rear lights. But in the meantime, you're just going to have to trust me that they look okay. And I'm going to have to trust her. Baby, how do they look?
It looked good.
Good. You know, the other day when I was putting I had to fix her headlight, by the way. I didn't film that. It was something that I just wanted to do real quick. When I was fixing your headlight, I was trying to get that damn cover on, and I raised your headlight. So we're going to have to aim that thing again.
Oh,
You also, did you not buckle your front thing? I think it just flapped up in front of your lights for a second.
oh my God, it sure did.
No bueno. We can do it right here. Here, I'll do it for you. Just stay on your bike. Roadside repairs brought to you in part by Mike's.
Oh, my bag is open too.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Oh.
buckle your front.
Oh, I thought you were asking about something else.
Oh, like your pants undone?
Oh,
Trying to get
our light's green though.
Well, nothing I can do about it.
Oh, well, it don't matter because there's a fire truck.
Your phone vibrating.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, the shock absorber is taking a lot of that, but yeah, Quadlock sponsored me on my Road King. I put all that stuff on there. They didn't sponsor us on that one. I paid for all that. Well, actually, I paid for some of it, and my daughter paid for some of it. I'll tell you guys something. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on Friday when I was getting ready to change these lights out. But I had to have the night train taken out of the shop and have the tire replaced. You guys know I just bought 2 brand new tires and another new rear tire that I wasn't planning on. It's $360 additional. So, but I was not going to patch it. Absolutely was not going to patch it. It's not safe. I don't want to ride it between now and October. And I definitely don't want to give it to one of you guys with a patched rear tire. That's just, it's not warm and fuzzy. While I've got your undivided attention, the Night Train giveaway is still going on. We have until September 30th to get the rest of these stickers sold. I did put a deadline of September 30th on there. Grab yours. I extended a promotion I ran over the weekend. Buy 3 stickers, get 1 free. Don't have to use it, but if you want to, just put 4 in the cart. Use the code JULYJAM at checkout to get the 4th one free. Go to UncleBogator.com. Grab your entries today. What I did do was I bought the tire and wheel protection today on for that bike. So if something happens between now and giveaway, it's expensive, but if you get tire and wheel from Harley Davidson, so I got the 3-year coverage. I'm going to have to buy 3 months more. Well, it's like $880, but you could do it on 0 interest, no credit payments. That's exactly what I did, and I verified that I could cancel it. So it's really no skin off my back. I paid $36 for a few months and then cancel it. If you guys, whoever wins it, if you guys want to pick it back up, you can just go have it, inspected and add that back on there. But it's going to give me a little bit more peace of mind because, I don't know, that was kind of like a little sting there, thinking I'm done with the Night Train. Now, I do have to get tires for the Road King here soon. I looked at the date code on the sidewall, like the 12th week of 2016. So it's about due. I probably should have changed it right away, but I didn't. Here we are. I've ridden this bike about 7,000 miles in the last 7 months. It's about right. Good old Veterans Expressway. Today is July 9th, the year of our Lord 2023. We are on the Veterans Expressway. Verity. There's a reason she's laughing. We're getting to that. Verity, what happened on the Veterans Expressway July 9th, the year of our Lord 2022?
Well, it was late one Saturday night, July 9th, 2022.
Yeah, year of our Lord. Yeah.
And we kind of tipped over.
Kind of tipped over. Yeah, that's all it was. Just a little tip.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a little tip. A little sliding down Veterans Expressway.
Yep. Worrying if we were going to get run over by oncoming traffic. Yeah, so not to be too funny about it. I mean, it's okay to laugh about it because we made it, right? But actually, if I died, somebody would have laughed about it by now, I'm sure. But anyway, so 1 year ago today is when we wrecked on the Goldwing. And, I've got a video. I've actually been sitting on a video I'm going to put out very soon. I made a video a year ago. Well, the video about the accident is on YouTube. You can go back and look at it.
But there was about 14 minutes of that video that I cut out because I had some stuff in there that I didn't want in there for some liability / legal whatever reasons. And I just got through some of that. I'm going to release some of that. I'm not going to say anything now to give it away, but so a lot of you guys are new to the channel since then. I think last year in July, I had just a little over 3,000 subscribers. We got 7,000, almost 8,000 here. So I'll kind of recap. Saturday night we're out with our friends. We were drinking earlier in the day, but I had stopped drinking hours before we left Dirty Shame. I had water. We were coming back home, and a car in front of us, 2 cars in front of us, jerked over to the right-hand side, 2 lanes, and I'm thinking, oh, wow, what an asshole. And the guy in front of us slowed down a little bit, right? And in my head, I'm thinking, I see this guy go over, and I'm like, okay, well, what an idiot, but it's over, whatever. It's kind of a passing thought, passing thoughts. Well, then that same guy decided, nope, I need to get back over in this lane, came over, had to have been doing about 20 miles an hour, jerked back over, 2 cars in front of us again. And so slowly, the car in front of us had to come to a complete stop. All right, so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I can escape to the left. Again, you guys know how fast these thoughts actually go. As I was getting ready to go to the left, I glanced over. Here comes a BMW 5 Series up to my left side. They slam on their brakes right next to me. So now I'm boxed in. This all takes place in like 7 seconds, whole scenario. So I'm like, well, I'm boxed in. I have to hit this car. I got to lay her down. I had to hit this car. And I'm like, well, we're going to hit. I don't really want to be thrown over the car. The BMW's boxed in, but they're slamming on their brakes, so they're going to stop. So I aimed for the left rear corner of the car that I was going to hit because I wanted to minimize the damage to both vehicles and not be thrown directly over the car. It worked. We got thrown directly over to the left-hand side, skidded down the Veterans Expressway, which is the road we were just on. Not very far, because by the time we hit, we were doing about 30, 35, which for some people, it's a catastrophic accident. And somehow we made it with a bunch of road rash. And we laid in the middle of the road for a couple seconds because, we just got thrown off the bike and we're both scared to death. It's the expressway. Are we going to get run over? People behind us saw it all go down, so they stopped, make sure we're okay, etc. But where we were at the time on the channel and in her riding journey, our riding journey, she had just, in April of 2022, after being married 20 years and me having motorcycles pretty much the whole time. There have been some times where I didn't, but she had no interest really in motorcycles. The only time she ever really rode with me was to the NASCAR race in Phoenix because we lived very close. So she had just decided to start riding with me again in April of 2022. And we had just signed her up for her class, and we had just gotten her first motorcycle, her Honda Shadow 750. And our plans were for the following day to work on it. We needed to cut some of the subframe off that the last people didn't cut. As I'm hitting the car in front, it's amazing the things that you think of. As I'm hitting the car in front of us, like at impact, the thought in my head was, this is going to ruin it for her. Not, hey, we might die here, or how bad is this accident going to be? No, it's weird what your brain thinks about. And, we were both shaken up. She was crying on the side of the road. I get it. I rode the bike. I'm too cheap to pay for a tow truck, so I rode the bike back to the house with coolant blowing all down my right leg and oil blowing down my left leg. So we're laying in bed that night. After a couple hours, we tried to get cleaned up, hurt like hell. So we went to bed bloody and dirty, basically. She looks at me and laying in bed. She goes, "Are we still working on my bike tomorrow?" And my first thought was, hell yeah. This chick's badass. But the second thought was like, and I said it out loud, I'm like, fuck no, not tomorrow. I mean, it was only 3 days later I was already out on the bike, wrapped up in cotton with an angle grinder on a subframe. That's a... Yeah. Can you...
Not very smart.
No, but had I got that on video, my leg catching on fire from all the sparks, that would have been great content. You guys have to admit that. It would have been tragic, but it would have been great content, right? Lose a leg for views. So, a couple days go by and we were talking about the accident. And I'm going to get to the view. I know the video started as a taillight install, and I'm not putting chapters in here. You guys can skip forward to see. Somebody's bound to say, I had to wait through 12 minutes of bullshit. Okay. But you're either click off the video or go forward. Anyway, she said, well, okay, it was scary. I kind of know what to expect now. We did get kind of lucky on that wreck, I will say that. But she said, if it happens again, I'm done. I thought that was a fair assessment. And since then, we had 7 or 8 months on the Honda Shadow. We since sold it. Now she's on the Dyna. So, maybe tell me the last year for you. What's the last year look like for you, like internally riding?
Obviously, kind of a roller coaster of emotions because I went through the, fear of not wanting to ride to finally saying, you know what, I have to overcome this fear.
We're like chips riding side by side right now.
Shifting at the same time. Anyway, I kind of finally looked at the fear as I'm kind of letting it lead my life. And I just wanted to try to overcome it. If I was still scared to death, there's no way I would have, gone through the class and continued on, because I know too much fear isn't a good thing either.
Right.
But yeah, the wreck definitely, it's not that I knew what to expect. I think I got the part of the fear out of the way. The little bit of fear was just being on a bike. I got that out of the way. Obviously, wrecking is certainly got to be everybody's fear who rides. Got that out of the way before I even started riding on my own. So, not that I knew what to expect, because obviously we did get away very lucky.
Yeah.
Because it could have definitely been a lot worse. But yeah, and then going through the class and finishing, that was a huge accomplishment for me, considering it had only been a couple of months that I had decided to start riding.
Yeah.
And then actually riding, there's times that I, like today, like the last time I rode was 2 weeks ago. So naturally, when I first get on, it's kind of
It's almost like you have to reacclimate.
to it
so,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. But there's always, I think it's stupid if you don't have a little bit of nerves, or I don't want to call it fear. I don't think it's fear. Yeah. As you're riding, because obviously there's so much more that you have to be mindful of as you're riding versus driving a car, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it would be unsafe if I said I didn't have any of that going on.
So, back, I want you to continue, but I want to stop there for a second, because yesterday she shared with me, I think it was yesterday, how when the few times she's ridden by herself, she could hear me. She's thankful. I'm not trying to blow my own horn here, but a lot of times while we're riding around, I look at where the gaps are in cars, like where is a potential somebody's going to jerk over in this lane because there's an opening, And she says she could hear me telling her these things. She's so much more aware. She's always been a good driver. I've always maintained, and she didn't tell me this, so I'm going to ask her now to find out, but I've always maintained that riding a motorcycle and being aware of my surroundings has made me a better driver as well.
Oh, I would agree with that. Especially, not that I, was careless before or anything, but it definitely makes you more mindful of people who are riding and how close to be to them and not pulling out in front of them and, dumb shit like that.
Right. Well, for me, and everybody's got their own experience, for me, it's not even just being aware of other bikers. I've been riding since, a long time. But even anticipating gaps up, who, here on the right side, we have 13 cars in a row, and on the left side, it's wide open. Somebody's going to take that gap without looking. And those kind of things, which a lot of people in cars may do anyway, but I think riding a motorcycle makes me more aware of that. So, anyway, I cut you off while you were going through your timeline.
Just kind of going through the emotions of the last year. I know now that I ride, like I enjoy it. Like the more I ride, the more I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I know we always say like we should get out more, and it's difficult with, you have to have somebody to watch, not
Yeah.
be too tired and whatever, whatever our excuse is.
Well, it's either tired or so. Yeah, the babysitting for him is always kind of a factor, but I think we bought your Dinah in March, and I think we were out more, and it's been hot, and that it's exhausting. I mean, you guys who live in warm climate states get it, but when you're out riding around and it's real feels like 107, 110. You guys in Arizona also get it because I was out there 15 years, but it's just exhausting, and you don't say, "Oh, yay, I'm excited to go out there and suffer." Anyway. We'll talk more in a little bit. This is going to be a long piece of the video, and you guys probably came here to see these taillights, and you're going to, but not right now.
Back in familiar territory. I'm not going to spend too much time inside the barbecue shop. Look at this. It's her kid's meal, man. I know I recorded that before, and she's already eaten like one of the ribs. This place is always pretty bomb. We'll talk a little bit more about the last year or whatever after we're done eating, but for now, I'm going to dive into my sausage platter here. And my black-eyed peas and collard greens, and then we'll see you out there, baby. So we've come out here. This is Hungry Harry's Barbecue. We've come out here several times now, probably 5 or 6 times. But we've never actually walked back here. Isn't this picturesque? I mean, this isn't... Thanks for walking right in my shot.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, man. Some fucking manners. What is this? You put her in one YouTube video, she thinks she's got to be fucking star of the show all of a sudden. I don't know if this is a river. Well, we're in Lando Lake, so I'm assuming this is one of the lakes that this is the land of. But Lando. Calrissian?
Lando Lake, right there.
So this is Lando Lakes. But we noticed this, see Chad before dropping wood. And if you're going to lay some pipe around here, only Chad. Chad better know about it. You can't be just dropping wood around these parts without Chad getting involved. Also, if you don't put your pet on a leash, apparently it's a shootable offense in Lando Lake. Backcountry Florida? Yes, indeed.
All right, well, we were going to get gas, but the pump was acting dumb. Hey, last time we tried this at dusk, the GoPro was trying to compensate for the shake, and it couldn't because it was also trying to compensate for the light. So finally, after all this time, this video is going to be long, I think, unless we edit a bunch out. God damn, she's so slow back there. I hope she can't hear me. You definitely have to adjust your headlight. Not tonight, but... Oh, there's the breeze you were asking.
Yeah, that shit feels good.
Yep, it's like air conditioning. All you got to do is stop. When you're in Florida, humid states, stop somewhere for a little bit. Get nice and sweaty. Get that whole layer of fucking filth all over you. And then go down the road about 50 miles an hour or more. That'll do. All right, here we go. Here's the brake lights. Yeah, baby. They look any better right now?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hell
we
yeah.
should fill up nice.
Yep. I know for some people it might be overkill because I already put all the LEDs everywhere else, and these little filler lights are behind the bar, but why not? Why not? If I can
You
be
can
lit
still
up.
see them.
Huh?
You can still see them. Like,
Oh yeah. No, they're
yeah,
there.
no, they
for
look
sure.
they look good.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah, so that GoPro is on her Dyna, which is not counterbalanced, so it shakes like a money maker. I'm pleased with, I mean, I can't see the lights right now, but I'm pretty pleased. I'm really happy with the lights. They're very tasteful looking. And you can run those if you don't have the bars that go across, that house the traditional blinkers on there, then, those could be instead of. But I like the classic bar across. There's a lot of things about the Road King. That's why I like it, because it's classic. The passing lamps, the bar in the back. Some people take the bar off and put the new style. No, man. Don't do that. Anyway, we'll see you later.
All right, that's going to wrap this video up. Don't really have a lot to say on the outro here. We did cover a couple things. That's why I kind of threw in that skit there at the beginning. There is a taillight install, and it is sponsored by Eagle Lights, but it was also the ride that was the anniversary of our accident last year, and I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about her journey in the last year. You know, going from not riding the motorcycle to riding with me, wrecking, riding her own, and where we are today. So I'm super proud of her. I'm really happy with where our life is as a couple who both ride motorcycles together. Kind of hard to explain unless you're in that scenario yourself. If you are, you get it. If not, I encourage it. Grab your Eagle Lights, eaglelights.com/Uncle Bogator, 15% off. And don't forget, July Jam. Use that code at UncleBogator.com to get buy 3, get 1 free on the Night Train giveaway stickers. Thanks for coming along for this video and all videos. And until next time, we'll see you later.